was recently put out. I saw that she did a video where she took the Myers-Briggs personality test. And although I've taken the test several times before, I thought it would be a really fun video. So I'm going to do a screen recording so that you can see all of the answer choices or my selections, as well as all of the questions, and you can kind of take it along with me, although you won't get your result unless you submit it yourself. So I hope you enjoy this. Please let me know if you like this style of video, because I would be more than happy to do some like online BuzzFeed quizzes or some other tests. So let's just get into it and see what this test says about my personality. Well, before we get into it, I've taken it probably about 3 times, and recently, like the most recent time that I took it, my result was different than the times before. So we'll see if it's changed again. Let's pull up the test. I believe it is this one. Yes. Okay. So, as you can see, it is a free personality test. Takes less than 12 minutes. Answer honestly, even if you don't like the answer, and try not to leave any neutral answers. Alright, first question. You find it difficult to introduce yourself to other people? I'd say moderately agree. You often get so lost in thoughts that you ignore or forget your surroundings. Disagree. You try to respond to your emails as soon as possible and cannot stand a messy inbox. I clear my emails immediately. You find it easy to stay relaxed even when there is some pressure. Slight disagree. You do not usually initiate conversations. I know it said not to choose neutral, but I'm going to say neutral for that, because with new people, I don't initiate conversations, but with my friends and family, I do. So, actually, I'll do slightly disagree. You rarely do something just out of sheer curiosity. I rarely do it out of sheer curiosity. I would say disagree. I don't do that often, but sometimes. Next set of questions. Okay, so it says, I don't know if that's 10% or we've answered 10 questions. Whatever. You feel superior to other people. I feel like the scale is kind of weird to answer that question on. Being organized is more important to you than being adaptable. No, I wouldn't agree. I think you have to be both, but I think being adaptable is more important than being organized. Although, I feel like those two things don't exactly go together. You are usually highly motivated and energetic. I'm going to say this because I think I'm highly motivated a lot of the times, but not necessarily super energetic. Winning a debate matters less to you than making sure no one gets upset. That's a personality flaw. Okay, I'll say this. Actually, that's a lie. Gotta be honest. You often feel as if you have to justify yourself to other people. Maybe a little bit, but with the select things. Your home and say most. I agree for the most part. My home is a little bit less tidy, but I don't live like in a messy space. My office right now is not a good representation, but when I have a job outside of my home, that's a different story. I keep it, I'd say, very tidy. You do not mind being at the center of attention. See, that one's hard because it really depends on what I'm at the center of attention for. I'm going to say neutral. That explanation didn't make sense. You consider yourself more practical than creative. Absolutely. People can rarely upset you. See, this is another one that, like, I feel like I need more information on in terms of people upsetting me by, like, calling me names or something like that. Like, no, that'd probably be, like, strongly disagree. But for other things, like people disappointing me or falling through with, like, plans falling through, or people not, like, living up to my expectations in terms of, like, or living up to any expectations, I would say that I do get upset by that fairly easily, so I'm going to put neutral. Your travel plans are usually well thought out. Yes. When I was studying abroad with my friends, we traveled. There were 3 of us. We traveled to London and Dublin, and when we were in London, I think for 3 days, I would wake up about an hour earlier, and in that time, I would plan exactly our tube route and where we were going to go and where we needed to find the next train station. So yeah, I really planned things out. It is often difficult for you to relate to other people's feelings. I'd say disagree, but I'm not the best when it comes to sympathizing with people. Your mood can change very quickly. Somewhat. In a discussion, truth should be more important than people's sensitivities. I'm going to say, like, mostly agree, or like the middle agree, because I think truth in a discussion should be really important, but there are certain things that should be taken into account, like different, like, offensive statements or things like that people would be sensitive about. I think you need to keep that in mind. But not to a degree where you're not going to be truthful. You rarely worry about how your actions affect other people. Slightly disagree. I think I do think about that, but I don't know. There aren't a lot of situations in my life where, like, I don't know, I'm affecting people that much. Your work style is closer to random energy spikes than a methodical and organized approach. See, this one is hard because I think I am very methodical and organized. But on the other hand, I cannot, like, tell I would say like an interesting YouTube video. I'm definitely not like an extrovert, which you'll see in here, but I already know that. Being able to develop a plan and stick to it is the most important part of every project. I would agree, but I think there's other things that play into it. So I'm not gonna like strongly agree. You rarely get carried away by fantasies and ideas. Yeah, I guess. You often find yourself lost in thought when you are walking in nature. Kind of. But I'm also very aware of my surroundings and find it kind of difficult to get out of that. If someone does not respond to your email quickly, you start worrying if you said something wrong. Yes. As a parent, you would rather see your child grow up kind than smart. Absolutely. You do not let other people influence your actions. Yes. That's something that I'm proud of, because I do not give in to peer pressure like other people may. I think that's a Capricorn trait. When you sleep, your dreams tend to focus on the real world and its events. Yeah, for the most part. Well, actually, I'd agree. I never have dreams that are like fantasy-based or in another universe or anything. Yeah, all of my dreams could happen. Some of them would be really strange, but they could happen. Okay, it does not take you much time to start getting involved in social activities at your new workplace. Absolutely not. You are more of a natural improviser than a careful planner. No. Your emotions control you more than you control them. No. I mean, sometimes when I'm hormonal, yeah, but for the most part, I think I'm pretty much in control. You enjoy going to social events that involve dress-up or role-play activities. No. You often spend time exploring unrealistic and impractical yet intriguing ideas. Unrealistic. I'm trying to think of what this would even be, so I'm going to say this. You would rather improvise than spend time coming up with a detailed plan. No. I think you can see where this is going. You are a relatively reserved and quiet person. If you had a business, you would find it very difficult to fire loyal but underperforming employees. I'm going to say slightly disagree, because I think that's one of those situations where, like, it's business and I'm not going to let my business fail because someone else can't do their job. Kind of harsh, but like, I would find it slightly difficult, yeah, but gotta do what you gotta do. You often contemplate the reason for human existence. All the time. Logic is usually more important than heart when it comes to making important decisions. I'm gonna go with this because I do think I'm a very logical person, but at the same time, the decision has to feel right in order for me to do it. Okay, keeping your options open is more important than having a to-do list. Mostly disagree. If your friend is sad about something, you are more likely to offer emotional support than suggest ways to deal with the problem. I would do both, but I would always offer suggestions as well. You rarely feel insecure. I mean, I have skin issues where I feel bad about it when I'm in my home, but when I'm out, I don't really feel insecure. I think I'm a fairly confident person. You have no difficulties coming up with a personal timetable and sticking to it. Yeah, I mean, if I have a deadline, I will do the things. But like I said, I have to be motivated to do certain types of work. Being right is more important than being cooperative when it comes to teamwork. No. I think you gotta be cooperative. At the same time, though, I'm gonna put this because I think being cooperative can sometimes get you into a odd situation if you're going along with someone to be cooperative when they're doing something that's wrong or could be improved upon. You think that everyone's views should be respected regardless of whether they are supported by facts or not. Oh, goodness. Okay, so if it was just, I think that everyone's views should be respected, yeah, I'd agree with that, for the most part. But regardless of whether they are supported by facts or not, I'm gonna slightly disagree with that. I think that you can respect someone's views, but if you're talking about something where, like, some people's ideas are supported by facts and some people's aren't, I feel like people who have factual evidence to back themselves up should hold more merit. You feel more energetic after spending time with a group of people. No. You frequently misplace your things. Hardly ever. You see yourself as very emotionally stable. Yeah. Your mind is always buzzing with unexplored ideas and plans. Video ideas, sure. But not always like other type of ideas and plans. You would not call yourself a dreamer. Kind of. Yeah, we'll say this. You usually find it difficult to relax when talking in front of many people. Yes. Generally speaking, you rely more on your experiences than imagination. Yes, all the time. You worry too much about what other people think. Slightly. I think these are the last few questions. If the room is full, you stay closer to the walls, avoiding the center all the time. You have a tendency to procrastinate until there is not enough time to do everything. No. You feel anxious in stressful situations. Yes. You believe that it is more rewarding to be liked by others than to be powerful. Okay. More rewarding to be liked than to be powerful. Yes. You have always been interested in unconventional and ambiguous things. For example, in books, art, or movies. Unconventional or ambiguous things. No. I don't think so, at least. And you often take initiative in social situations. Oh, I'm going to slightly agree. It depends on what it is, though. In social situations where, say, like, we're trying to decide where to go for dinner, if no one else is piping up, then I'll be like, okay, we're gonna do this. Or if a group needs a leader and I feel like I'm capable, I'll step up, but in other situations I wouldn't. Okay, results. I feel like this is what I got last time. So, my personality type is Defender, ISFJ, T. Oh, did they add a different component to it? That's interesting. Okay, 76% introverted. No shock there. Okay, so that's mind. This trait determines how we interact with our environment. Introverted. shows where we direct our mental energy. Observant, 73%. Intuitive, 27%. I think I'm extremely observant. Nature. This trait determines how we make decisions and cope with emotions. 51% feeling, 49% thinking. So I'm pretty split. I'm honestly kind of surprised that feeling is higher. Usually I think the last time I was an ISTJ, maybe, and I've been an INTJ before. And then tactics. This trait reflects our approach to work, planning, and decision making. 83% judging, 17% prospecting, which I don't exactly know what that means. And then identity. This trait underpins all others, showing how confident we are in our abilities and decisions. Interesting. Okay, this is pretty split. 49% assertive, 51% turbulent. I'm kind of surprised that assertive isn't higher because I feel like I am very, very confident in my abilities and decisions. But I'm going to get the results by email, pull them up, and we can read through those. Okay, so here is my personal profile that I guess you get sent to you when you get your results. This is different than what I have typically seen, so this will be interesting to go through it. So it says, I'm the anonymous defender. The defender. My code is ISFJT. My role is Sentinel. And my strategy is constant improvement. I'm wondering if... Okay, I'm going to have to click on those. So let's see. My role. Sentinels, shared traits, observant and judging. Sentinels, logisticians, defenders, executives, and consuls are cooperative and practical. Their grounded approach helps them feel comfortable with who they are, defining themselves not by individualism, but by character and competence. These personality types seek order, security, and stability, and tend to work hard to maintain the way of things, leading to a deserved reputation as the core of any group or organization, from family to church to the office and the factory floor. Oh gosh, this is long. These types embrace teamwork but accept the same performance and respectability from others that they strive for themselves. Yes. Let's see. They prefer proven methods and honest accomplishment to self-indulgent exploration and esoteric ideas. They tend to be self-motivated and rarely need external inspiration. Let's see. Learn from the past and remain loyal to the tested truths and traditions they were brought up with. Yes. These personality types are happiest without drama, though their admirably stubborn loyalty can certainly attract it if they feel they need to stand by a friend, regardless of whether they're in the right or wrong. Inconsistent people can test Sentinel's tolerance and provoke harsh judgment. Yes. Okay. So, it says my strategy is constant improvement, so we'll see what that means. Okay. Oh my gosh, why did they make these so long? Constant improvers are sensitive and contemplative individuals who enjoy having their own space and freedom. They're often deep and creative individuals, though often tense and more comfortable on their own than mixed up in the judgment of the real world. With the two personality traits most represented of a sensitivity to their environment, introversion and turbulence, they are reserved when dealing with strangers or new situations, often turning inwards or focusing focusing on peacekeeping instead. These personalities caution in the face of unfamiliar challenges can sometimes look like a lack of motivation, but this is usually just self-doubt. A strong fear of failure. Oh yeah, this is true. They invest a great deal of their identity in their successes, and even a minor misstep or embarrassment can be crushing. Okay, there's like a lot. High achieving, perfectionistic, put pressure on themselves. Okay, that's really long. I want more of... Oh my gosh. Why are these all so long? I'm just going to read the brief little snippet that they have. Okay, so for mind, which was the trait that determines how we interact with our environment. Introverted individuals prefer solitary activities and get exhausted by social interaction. They tend to be quite sensitive to external stimulation, sound, sight, or smell in general. Energy, and I was 73% observant. Observant individuals are highly practical, pragmatic, and down to earth. They tend to have strong habits and focus on what is happening or has already happened. I do want to click on this to see what it says about what intuitive is. Okay. Okay, so this says individuals with the intuitive trait prefer to rely on their imagination, ideas, and possibilities. They dream, fantasize, and question why things happen the way they do. Okay. Yeah, in contrast, individuals with the observant trait focus on the actual world and things happening around them. Okay, that makes sense. So, nature. Feeling individuals are sensitive and emotionally expressive. They are more empathetic and less competitive than thinking types and focus on social harmony and cooperation. Again, let's go look at what it describes a thinking person to be. Okay, so it says that people with the thinking trait seek logic and rational arguments, relying on their head rather than their heart. They do the best to safeguard their emotions, shielding them from the outside world and making sure that they are not clearly visible. Okay, I can see why I didn't get that then, because I'm very forward with my emotions. It says that they're less likely to be touched by emotional appeals. Okay, so people with the feeling trait follow their hearts and emotions and care little about hiding them. Okay, I mean, I think you can see that it was split almost in half, so that makes sense to me. And tactics. Okay, so it says, judging individuals are decisive, thorough, and highly organized. They value clarity, predictability, and closure, preferring structure and planning to spontaneity. Okay, that's me. An identity, so I got turbulent. Turbulent individuals are self-conscious and sensitive to stress. They are likely to experience a wide range of emotions and to be success-driven, perfectionistic, and eager to improve. Okay, so I was pretty split, so let's see what assertive is. Okay. Okay, assertive individuals are self-assured, even-tempered, and resistant to stress. Okay, that's what got me. push themselves too hard when it comes to achieving goals. Similarly, they're unlikely to spend much time thinking about their past actions or choices. Okay, honestly, I'm surprised that I was even half that. Okay, it says turbulent individuals perform better in certain roles as they push themselves to achieve superior results. This has been pretty interesting. I think it is a cool test to take and would definitely recommend that you do it. I really would love to know the results that you got and if you think that it is accurate or not. I think the questions do a good job of pushing you to think about yourself very critically and maybe admit some things that are not your best traits but are things that do affect your personality. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next one. Good night.